Lucia, good morning. Thank you for joining us. If you just tuned in, then you made the right choice. You're watching This Morning right here on DBS with me, your host, Chayla Mendez. Now, on Saturday saw the Koma Kizomba Festival, and a special feature of that was the Afro Ball. So listen, without any delay, let's check out the highlights of that. Hey St. Lucia, good morning. What's up? Now listen, there's a lot of new things happening, and right now we are here at Koma. It is taking place. Of course, you know Sonia. She's one of the instructors all the way from Belgium. But guess what? I have my whole crew. This is the team, the faces behind making the Koma workshops possible. So I'm going to go down the line. We're going to get to know everybody. Right here, I have Christine and Frederic. Where are you guys from?
We are coming from Martinique.
All right. So they're representing from Martinique. And tell us, what style of Kizomba do you specialize in?
So we are doing all kind of Kizomba, Semba, Afro House, but for this festival, special for Koma Festival, we specialize in Tarasha and Urban Keys.
Now listen, with their style of dancing, you're going to love it. The beats are just infectious, and if you like to move your waist, you're gonna love their style of dance. Okay, I need not say anything more. Now, of course, still going down our Kizomba line, we have Jeffrey and we have Els. Again, two other amazing dancers. Where are you from?
Well, me, I'm from New York.
All right, now Els is not from New York. Where are you representing for?
I'm from Martinique also.
All right, so we have Martinique in the house again. And how does it feel to be here in St. Lucia?
Great. That's my second time.
Okay, so right now you're probably legal. You have citizenship now, right?
Not yet. Working on it.
All right, I like that. Not yet. And how is this festival, being part of it, how did it make you feel?
Amazing. First time I came down, I met Mickey and his crew and his students, and we spoke, and he invited me to Koma, and it's been great.
Super. Now, of course, we have Sonia, who we did see during the week, and it's all about the Afro Ball. How do you feel as it's about to kick off?
I'm very excited about it because, as far as I heard, this is like the first time that Mickey is organizing something like this on this scale in St. Lucia, and it hasn't been planned like that, and it just grew and grew and grew. And I'm really excited because he has been working so hard. The whole team has been working so hard on it, and I think inside it's about to get started. There's a competition going on very soon, and I think we're all excited to start to dance.
All right, so listen, Koma is kicking off, and we have some amazing instructors, and soon you will see exactly why you should have been here. So if you missed out on this one, you need to be at the next one. So you know what? Enough said. How about we go check out the Koma Afro Ball?
And the winner is couple number 3 with 114 points. Congratulations.
Lucia. So guess what? If you missed out on the weekend's action, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because you know I try to keep you in the know, and I definitely delivered. But if you were one of those slackers, don't worry. I'll help you redeem yourself. Go ahead and check out Kizomba St. Lucia on Facebook. That way you can reach out to them and try out Kizomba lessons for yourself, okay? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good morning, St. Lucia. I'm your host, Chayla Mendez. You are watching This Morning right here on DBS. And of course, I'm here with Jonathan, a face that you should be remembering right now. And we are at the Casabah Beach. And today we're going to be talking about the Sargasso seaweed. And a lot of you may be familiar with it and don't even realize that this is the seaweed that you're seeing so much now. It's been affecting North America, it's come down to the Caribbean, it's affecting us right here in St. Lucia. Some people might say they go to certain beaches and it smells really, really pungent and think that it's the beach, but it's actually the Sargasso seaweed. Jonathan, before I go on, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing super. Of course, I'm always happy when we're outside, but we want to get the facts on Sargasso seaweed. What exactly is it?
Well, Sargasso seaweed, it's a free-floating form of seaweed. It's actually an algae. Serves me right. I don't mean to give anyone wrong information, but I believe it's a brown algae. The thing about Sargasso is it reproduces while it floats. So that's why it tends, we get some drifts coming and they tend to be bigger by the time they reach us. We have two types of Sargasso species that we land here. We have Sargasso natant and Sargasso fluitans. Now, since it's something new, it's never been in such large blooms before floating on our shores. It's been posing a problem because it poses a problem to our fisheries, it poses a problem to our tourism, it clutters the beaches. And the thing is, there's not much information available about it right now or why these blooms are so large. There's ongoing research going on in Barbados, Cermis. They do the research on the Sargasso and try to determine where all the Sargasso comes from and why it's happening. They always talk about, things we can do with the Sargasso. One of the first things we can do is, of course, we know as fertilizer or mulch. Collect the Sargasso, wash them off, use them in our farmlands as forms of natural fertilizers, which is very good instead of using synthetic forms of fertilizers, which then get into our water tables, they get into our waterways, they flow down to the oceans, and that's where we have a lot more different forms of algae growing in our waters, propagation of bacterias, and just creating an unhealthy swimming environment for the rest of us who frequent the beaches, and of course our tourism industry. One of my favorite uses of Sargasso is actually edible. And if it's harvested for edible purposes, that means it never reaches our beaches. Sargasso, just like fish, if you're harvesting it to eat, we harvest it out at sea before the drift reaches us. And St. Lucia, we know from Nina Compton, we have many brilliant culinary minds on this island. So I'm sure we can have some people develop some lovely dishes with Sargasso. I mean, we already so love our sea moss. Why not love Sargasso too? It's one of the, it's, as I say, it's a blessing in disguise washing along our shores, and we just need to find a way to use it. Also, we can use it in the production of alginates. Alginates are one of the next things that we can have produced from Sargasso as well.
Right. And one other thing too now that is synonymous with the Sargasso is the smell. Quite often right here in St. Lucia, I hear people say, the seaweed has the beaches smelling really, really bad. And sometimes people really thought it was pollution on the beach and did not realize at first that it was the Sargasso. So why does it have that such a pungent smell?
Well, from the decomposition of any organic matter, you will have things like hydrogen sulfide gas being released, and that's the really bad, pungent, rotten egg smell you get from that. So that's what happens if you leave large masses of seaweed collected in one area. Eventually it will begin to decay, the organic structure will begin to break down, and you will have those gases being released from the Sargasso seaweed. So that's why one of the things that's you should be practiced is proper coastal ecosystem management. That's one of the things the NCA needs to get on board with. Coastal ecosystem management and implementation of best management practices when dealing with these fragile ecosystems. We cannot have, like what we saw in the earlier phases of it, heavy machinery coming and eroding the beach area, the beach line, and creating these problems further down the lines for the coastal community. There needs to be, I heard at one point they had a 2-day training session for their rangers in coastal management. The training should be, on my part, you cannot train a person for 2 days to deal with, to understand or deal with coastal ecosystems or coastal areas. If you're going to give some people 2 days training, you should go to the coastal communities and educate the people there. There are many fishermen, there are many people in these areas that want this education, that want the government to do something to help them out, to help them understand, to give them the necessary knowledge and assist them with the tools to improve their areas. So these are one of the things we need to get on board with and collaborate. And then we need to know that when it comes to the environment, we need to have a lot greater understanding before we take action in dealing with anything we perceive as a problem. All right, we need to really work together on this. We need to talk each other out because, again, this is St. Lucia. We are proud St. Lucians. We love our land, and we need to get on board and do the right things.
Perfect. Well, listen, we learned all about Sargasso today, and still why it is so important that we take care of the environment. So, hey, now you have Waking Up in the Know with us. We'll be right back. Good morning, St. Lucia. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Chayla Mendez. You're watching This Morning on DBS, and we are at the National Archives. And of course, we have Melissa Sherban James here with us, and we're going to find out a lot more about the library that they have here. How are you doing today, Melissa?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How about you?
Actually, I'm feeling really good. I'm always excited to be here at the archives. Like I always state, it is just a wealth of knowledge that we need to come and discover and learn for ourselves. So I know you all have your library here. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, our library is a research library where we give information on the history of St. Lucia. We collect information, books on St. Lucia's history, anything by a St. Lucian about St. Lucia. So everything, the wealth of information is about St. Lucia. So we cater to students who are doing their SBAs on St. Lucia's history. We cater to persons at tertiary level, researchers just doing general research on St. Lucia's history, and so on and so forth.
Great. Now, with the library as well, the pool of information, like your books and sources, do you all get it yourself, or can people as well contribute to the library?
Well, we have a program going on right now where we have the Authors Register, where we're encouraging persons out there, writers, people who are writing, to send their books to the National Archives, donate it. So we have 1 copy for preservation and 1 copy for use. And with that, they get to be entered in the Authors Register, and they also receive a certificate of donation that their work is preserved at the National Archives.
All right, well, that's really interesting. So now all writers, poets, anybody who's doing writing, this is your opportunity now, again, to be part of the archives and, again, still go down in St. Lucia's history. Now, we have other libraries here on the island, so people obviously have choices as well. What would you say is maybe something that sets you apart, or maybe something that's a little bit more distinct about what you have as your resources here at the archives for the library?
Well, our library is a special library. It is not like the public library where you can just walk in and borrow books and take things. Our collection is unique. Some of the books are one of a kind. Some of them you can only find here at the National Archives. And they're all about St. Lucia. We also have files and stuff that people can use to do their history, original files which were created that people can use to do their research. We have newspapers. We have a vast newspaper collection with the first newspaper, the very first Voice newspaper, going back to 1885. We do have newspapers before that, which are saved on microfilm. We have like the Palladium and the Herald and the Independent Press, which are newspapers that people are not familiar with.
Yeah,
So-
I haven't heard these names.
So we have them here, so you can go back in time and go back in your history and see what was happening back then.
Now listen, I was just freaking out and just totally amazed because, again, as you mentioned, some of the older newspapers, but there's Voice newspapers from even in the 1980s, 1920s, and I cannot believe that, even at the looks of it, how well preserved it is, but the fact that I can be looking at these newspapers from so far back. So if persons want to come out to the library at the archives, what is the process or the right procedure that they should take?
Well, It is easy to give us a call to find out whether we have the information that you're looking for, or so that we can gather the requisite information for you, because we do not allow people into our collection. So it would be good to call us. We gather the relevant information for you, and you can come in. Our opening hours 8:30 to 4:30. You come in, you sit. You can see it's a relaxed atmosphere where you get quietness that you can do your work.
Okay, and what if persons, maybe just for leisure want to come over to visit the library, maybe a small family with their kids or a small school group? Is that also something allowed?
You are welcome. Walk right in with your family. I will direct you to what you're interested in. So we have photographs of old St. Lucia and stuff like that. People are usually interested in that stuff. People just walking in. So we can show you that. We have something for young and old.
Great. Well, listen, again, we're at the National Archives, and though everything, may not be full of frills and glitters and, these things that just catch the eye, when you come in here, the information that you will find, especially if you want to know more about St. Lucia or our heritage or just history, St. Lucia's history itself, it will amaze you. So you need to come out to the National Archives and come and give them a visit. Hey, well, guess what? This brings us to the end of today's show. I really hope you enjoyed it and had a lot of fun here with us this morning. Of course, there's a lot of readjusting going on. It's back to school. Of course, we have to get used to the extra traffic on the early morning commute. But guess what? Don't let anything just spoil your positive energy. Go out there and just create a great day. I'll see you tomorrow right here on DBS.